What was your opinion and thoughts on Skip? And then to double down and say, oh no, I stand on that even after knowing the condition that he's in.
If we were on First Take together and he was sitting across from me, I'd have told him he was wrong. At that particular moment in time, you can use the phrase "feel in the room." You can use whatever other phrases that you want. But at the end of the day, it reached a point where it was not about football. It was not about games. It was about a young man's life being on the line. Having said that, what I will say, and there were people that wrote articles that Stephen A. came to the defense. No, I didn't. But I did explain. What I mean by that is, number one, it's important that I preface any comment about Skip Bayless in terms of saying this. Draymond, I'm not here today if it were not for Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is the one that brought me on First Take. And I will never walk around like I don't owe that man a lot. But I disagreed with him after I owed him that on First Take every day. So why can't I disagree with him now? And why wouldn't I disagree with him in the future? I'm sure he would disagree with me. I promise you he disagrees with what I'm saying right now. That comes with it. But remember when I talked about attacking what someone does as opposed to attacking them? Mm-hmm. I've known Skip for 20 years. I know people who despise him. I know people who think the worst of him. I know all of these different things. I'm not one of those people. And I will always have love for my man. I think he was wrong, but I also knew what mistake he made. Dre, he's looking at the game, and here's what he's thinking about. He's seen Jack Tatum paralyze Darryl Stingley. He saw Michael Irvin on the turf at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, believably paralyzed. He just recently saw Tua Tagovailoa get carried off the same field in Cincinnati by ambulance and was concussed. I mean, his body stiffened up like it had rigor mortis, like rigor mortis kicked in. And throughout NFL history, which Skip Bayless has been covering since the 70s, he's seen the game continue. And a lot of times people are not taking that into account. You can say we're living in a different time. That is true. We are living in a different time. But you also have others who hold on to a certain culture. Now, sometimes they hold on to certain cultures in the world of politics. We don't like that. World of news, don't like that. Social justice issues, we damn sure don't like that. But in the world of sports, there's tens of millions of people who hold on to the way things used to be, which is what the new media, as you like to call yourself, right, like to bring up. How you got cats that hold on to it. What I'm saying to you, Draymond, well, that's who you're talking about. But times have changed. And I would have said to him, fair enough, thinking that he believed what I just articulated. I would have said, fair enough. And that same tweet could have been put out 24 hours later. And it would not have been treated with the same vitriol as it was.
I don't like Skip Bayless. I'm not a Skip Bayless fan at all. I don't think Skip Bayless is smart enough to have got me to see another side the way you just did. Even after the fact on Undisputed the next day, it still wasn't this. It was like, I stand on that. And that, right. And it's just like, and that's where I think. Well,
that's where we're aligned. That's where we're aligned. Because see, I was more disappointed in the next day. Only because, all right, this is what everybody's feeling. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, listen, because I was saying, Skip, I know you. You know, you better than that. Some people think that it's a prideful thing where he can't admit that he's wrong. I take it a step further. I don't think he thinks he was wrong at all. I think he was right with what he was telling Shannon the next day. You know, and usually I don't have time to watch it because I got my own show to do, but they came on a half hour earlier and I knew what had transpired the day before. So I had to see if it was all right. And, you know, then I reached out to him. I said, if you need to talk, I'm here. But he hasn't reached back. And I understand he's going through a lot right now.